Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to another Tech Tip Tuesday on 12/12/23. A lot of 12s there, a lot of 2s. My name's Ken Close. I am a Healy World member here in the U.S., engineer, pioneer, and Healy lover for sure. I get this amazing opportunity to host these calls, and it's super fun. I'm also joined by our amazing co-host, Jake Barron, head of operations for the Americas. Hey, Jake.
Hey, Ken. Good evening, everyone.
Hello, hello. And we have Henry from our amazing customer service department, tech support in the background. Say hello to Henry, everybody.
Yes, thank you for being here, Henry.
Thank you for being here. Absolutely. I'm super glad. This is actually a treat, guys. So for those of you who have not been to Tech Tip Tuesday before, I want to kind of introduce how this works. This is a chat-based forum where every week, or most weeks, we come together and we entertain your questions, unpack them, solve the mysteries, and quite often solve the problems in real time here, folks, with whatever challenges you're having with your Healy, with the technology, the apps, theory, functionality, connectivity, all that kind of stuff is what we do here. So what we don't do is we can't treat or diagnose, prevent, or even discuss really any medical conditions or therapies such as. So, but we do have resources. We can talk about where you can find help and assistance in that regard. So, so without further ado, I say we get the party started, and you guys can start blasting some things into the chat. And let's see what we can do for you.
Okay.
Let's see. So Henry's saying welcome to everybody. Hey, thanks guys for being here. So there is a, let's see, Lindy's asking or saying, hi everyone. I had no sound, but logged out and again, and now the sound's on. Okay, right on. Think the heat in OZ. Are you talking about AZ or OZ? Where are you? Where are you? So yeah, so cold in Florida and heat in wherever you are, Lily. Oh my goodness. Okay. So by the way, you guys, if you don't put a question in there, we will talk about something. Believe me, we will have something to chat about.
Of course, of course.
We're going into the holidays. We've got some awesome promos going on, you guys. I mean, I know that November was a crazy record month, right, for Healy. And then now maybe everybody's preparing for the holidays, getting some devices or things for maybe loved ones as gifts, that kind of thing. And I want to, we could talk a little bit about transferring. So if you do get a gift for someone, this is cool. Healy is an amazing gift, but you can purchase it and then transfer that to someone else. So there's a process for that. You want to talk about that at all, Jake? Pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, it's if you have a device that you want to assign to somebody else, the process is essentially the person, before you submit the request, that person has to have a Healy account too. So they need to either set up that Healy account. They can do that without a purchase. So actually, I can show where that's possible on the shop here, just so let's go through that real quick.
Yeah, there's a special portal right there within the service shop, right? There's a special, I guess, flow chart, you might say.
Yeah. So let's just go through to screen 2. So if we were going to go to here, this is the shop. This is the US shop. But if you go all the way down to the bottom, there's a registration link. Actually, sorry, it's called sign up now. Well, it makes sense. Company sign up. I'm not using a referral link right now. So actually I'm logged in. So but that's where you go. Essentially, if you want to create an account without a purchase, you just go company sign up, and then you can pick to become either a customer or become a Healy World member. And then just go through that process. It will register that account. And then once the person who the device is being transferred to has that account, then you just go into your support center and you submit a request for device transfer, there's an actual specific category in the drop-down box, device transfer, and you include of course, your name, email, the serial number that you want to transfer to that person, whether it's a Healy or MagHealy, and then the name, account information, email of the person that you're transferring it to. It's very simple. It's a pretty quick process, and actually, I believe I would just show here. There's some assistance also. Let's just pick English here. Let's just do a test here as an example. This is our chatbot that is available 24/7, can help out with things like this. So let's say we want to go to my account, and then you see here there's an option. These are the options that came up when I clicked my account. It says I want to transfer my device. So you can just click on I want to transfer my device. And then you see here, there's some just information to request a device transfer. Please follow the instructions in the article below. Keep in mind any requests must come from the device owners. Thank you for cooperation. And then you click on this, it's going to pull up the exact instructions on what you need to submit in order to do that device transfer. So this is one of the newer things we're kind of working on. It's in the very early stages, but the ability for you to get assistance 24/7 for things like this. You can go to the chatbot, go through the different flows and stuff, whether it's account or hardware or software support, that kind of thing. And you can get a lot of answers for different topics without having to even wait for a support ticket or a reply from our team. And then if there's something there that you couldn't get the answer for, after hours, it would submit a ticket for you on your behalf through this chat. So you don't need to go into the support center and submit a ticket separately. Or if it's during business hours, it would actually transfer you to an agent if you're unable to find the answer that you're looking for there. So it's a really cool new feature, and we'll be making improvements and adding the different things, over the next couple of weeks and months as well.
Pretty simple. I mean, just keeps getting better and better. I love it. So let's see. We have a question in here about the TAN. The question is, let's see where to go. Let's go back over here. It is, can you please explain the process of getting a TAN, please? So you move to Florida and you go out on the beach. You enjoy those sunshiny. No, I'm kidding.
Come on down to the sunshine state. Yes.
Definitely not where I'm at. It is cold and there's not a lot of sunlight this minute. But so the TAN, T-A-N, that is a TimeWaver practitioner or expert number. And let me show you. I'm just going to actually kind of give you a little insight onto how that's done. And we'll just do a little quick screen share here so you can see what that looks like. How about that? I mean, it's easier to look at examples than anything else. So I'll bring my device, my phone on the screen here, and we'll walk through it real quick. So this is all done, by the way, folks, within the Pink app. Okay. So you see the apps there on my screen. So the Healy 2 app, you tap on that. It's going to connect to your device. It's already connected to my device here, but at the bottom of the screen, second thing from the left, it says expert area. So tap on the expert area. And this is where at the very top of the screen, it says generate new expert TAN. So when you click on that little arrow, it's going to give you instructions right here on how to turn that on, create the TAN. And then this TAN is what your expert, your TimeWaver expert, is going to need in order to, once they create a custom program for you, to transfer it right here to this page, right here to this page. So if I had expert programs, it'd be right here in the expert area. And you see where it says the blue tab, it says expert programs. If I tap on that, I would have things in this inventory right here. I don't have any, but that's where they would live. They would be named by your TimeWaver expert. They would be custom built for you based on the interview you had or the session you had with that TimeWaver expert. And then with that TAN number, they would be downloaded through the cloud. Now, remember, as Jake was saying, for someone to transfer a Healy to you, it requires an account. So once you have an account, that's how everything is associated to you, including these expert programs being sent to you. It's through that same kind of portal. So this is where it's at. See how that works? Anything you want to add to that, Jake?
No, well, actually, not on your screen, but I was going to share. There's actually a resource for this too in Healy Academy, which is great as well. So if you just go log into Healy Academy at academy.healy.world, and then go to the Healy section, and you scroll down a little bit, and you'll see there's a short video called the expert area, and it goes through that process that Ken just showed as far as how to get to the expert area, how to generate the expert TAN. So it's, again, very simple process to follow once you know where to go and look for it.
And you don't have to go to Florida, right?
You're welcome to come to visit us in Florida, but yeah.
Awesome. There you go. Okay. Let's see. What else do we got, Jake?
Let's see. So OZ is Australia, so it wasn't a typo. It wasn't supposed to be AZ. It is OZ.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us all the way, probably the furthest person on this call
Right.
from the US here. But thank you
when I said it was when I said it was 12/12/23, it's not in Australia. It's 12/13, right? It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
And
So
it's wintertime for you there, isn't it? I mean, no, it's summertime. I'm sorry.
Yeah, summer.
Summertime for you guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's a question on the watch. It says, I'm interested in the Healy watch. How does the watch work? Do you need to purchase the module also? Ken, we get this question from time to time, and it's a great question. Can you use the watch by itself? Because if you see on our Healy shop, there's a watch connector module as well, which enables you to use the watch with the app, essentially, and it also gives you access to all of the special watch programs that you can then use in the Healy app itself. So if you want to run those programs in the Healy app with microcurrent, you would also need to purchase that watch connector module. So really, there are some basic things you could do with a watch, but it's designed to be used with that watch connector module to get all the features and benefits of it.
Yeah, the watch itself is like most any other smartwatch. It monitors biorhythmic information. It can do, it can look at your texts. It can interface with your smart device. But until you connect it with the Watch Connect app, it doesn't really interface with your Healy. So it does not send microcurrent. It does not send frequencies. It's not made for that. It's made as a monitoring device to give feedback of your biorhythmic body to the Connect app, so that then the analysis can actually get better, more accurate results for your needs. Okay. So it's another monitoring device to give, I guess, more feedback as to you into the Healy umbrella. It's a great asset. Yeah. Okay. But yes, as Jake said, the Watch Connect app is a subscription, and does essentially activate the watch's purpose within the Healy use. Okay. Let's see. Here's one. Joanne says, can we use MagHealy for someone who has a pacemaker?
There are some things regarding heart disease and stuff like that, in the instructions for use, I believe. But yeah, I mean, that's always the best reference to go to, is to check the documentation available, whether it's the quick start guides or instructions for use, especially for the newer products there too. And let me see if I can show. You can get to them from the actual Healy app itself, but you can also download most of those from the download section in back office or in Academy. Let me just see if we have those. Let's see.
So, and Henry's in the background there with the lightning speed, giving some information about the TAN and those remote sessions with TimeWaver. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So take a look, by the way, folks, go back up into the chat too, and make sure that you're seeing the content that's being added for you.
Yeah. So thank you. Yeah, Ken, and further down, Henry did clarify, yeah, that there is the contraindications for MagHealy from the instructions for use are not for use by pregnant women, not for use by those with epilepsy, not for those used for those with a pacemaker or heart disease. So thank you for clarifying that, Henry. And yeah, coil is the one where there's no contraindications related to pacemaker, heart disease, that kind of thing.
So void what I said. The magnetic energy is okay with the coil, not the MagHealy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Okay, where were we?
All right. So where are we? And I think that Henry's answering some of this stuff. So there's a question here: how can we find a TimeWaver expert? Are there any in the US? Yes. Does TimeWaver actually have a referral chart? I don't know. I haven't seen one on the website.
I'm not too familiar with them. I don't think
I'm not either. So TimeWaver is the parent company of Healy. And so there are practitioners that are trained in the use of TimeWaver. TimeWaver is a clinical, non-portable system that, that experts are trained in the use of, and being able to make those custom programs for folks. And yes, they are all over the world. And there are some in the US. As far as a database to find them, I'm not sure. You might Google TimeWaver.
Yeah, if it's not on the TimeWaver website itself, that kind of tool, then I don't believe one exists. But yeah, there's if you Google it, I'm sure you'll be able to find some people here.
Yes. Okay, so here's a question from Marty. Says that did you change the wording in the Zoom meeting? I typed Healy World Americas events and could not get you. So yeah, the events calendar, if you go to the calendar, there's a link there. But that's not going to get you here. So HealyTTT.com, right? HealyTechTipTuesday.com will get you to this link, to this call. What I also want to suggest, folks, is that if you're not already a part of the Telegram group, the Team Healy USA Telegram group, I would suggest that you get into that group, because we try to post all the meetings coming up and the links and the ways to get here, as well as they're on the calendar. But just, having a couple of ways to get there is always, I'm an engineer. I like to have multiple avenues for getting somewhere. So let's see,
I put the link into the chat. Okay. It looks like they have the URL wrong. It's not Healy World Americas event, just Healy Americas events.com. That takes you to our event calendar. And then if you want to go to our YouTube channel, it's HealyAmericas.com. And as Ken mentioned, you can go straight to this meeting every Tuesday just from HealyTTT.com.
Yes.
Or you can get to it from the events calendar too. There's a link there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing to be attached to, is that event calendar. Sometimes, we have to do the scheduling. We have to cancel this event, or other things get canceled or switched around. So it's a good thing to look at that. It's usually up to date. Okay, so here's another question. Can we purchase the watch module outright, or do we have to pay a subscription? So was that, and you got the answer right when we talked about that? It is a subscription-based system.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. Thank you. You guys are giving some kudos in there. Thank you very much for your kudos and your appreciation. I really appreciate that. Those kind words are wind in our sails. So remember now, Jake and Henry are on the East Coast, so it's well past their dinner time. Their their evenings are being given for this. So thank you. Appreciate you guys a lot.
There was a question a little bit further up, I think we missed. So somebody, a customer had a problem. They received their new Healy Pro, and the Healy has no programs in it except the Coherence program. How do I help him? Or do I do a return the Healy, or is it a download? So it's a download situation. Maybe there's something wrong with the activation, possibly, but there shouldn't be any need to actually return the device. It's something that can be checked from our tech support team, and then either the activation done again, or the correct configuration sent to that Healy device, and then they would just need to load that update in the Healy app in order to get that to function properly. But they can utilize our live chat feature on our Healy shop, the US Healy shop, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern time. They can get support from our tech support team, or they can submit a ticket via our support center, and just mention that they just got their Healy, include the serial number, the message that they're getting, and someone will help them out quickly on that.
Yeah, there's the Healy's not broken. I mean, rarely do I find the actual Healy hardware being defective or broken. It's the software. It's the connection to the software, the connection to the account, activation of the account. I mean, there's a few different chains of events that needed to be happening for the download to take place. Now, all the way down to the inclusion of your smart device having access to data. So remember, it can be all the way down to that last component. If you have a smart device you're trying to load this on, and it doesn't have access to Wi-Fi, or it does not have, say, a service for data transfer, data information on this smart device, it's not going to work either. So remember, there's a chain of events that need to happen so that the system will work. Let's see. There's a question here about I briefly saw personal growth database. What is this and how do you use it? So the personal growth database, it's another database within the analytical system, right? So within the Blue app or the Heal Advisor Analyzer, it's another database that we can use to essentially do an analysis on a client or ourselves. Which it's within the Resonance module. So is that available for purchase now, Jake? The personal
growth? Yeah,
it's on the shop page. Yeah.
Let's see if I can show that.
I know there was a promo where we were able to.
Yeah, for a while it was only available if you earned it via some sort of promo or as a brand new customer as a sort of a bundle, but it is available for purchase on the US shop. And there's a video on the Healy World Official YouTube channel, not the Healy World Americas, Healy World Official. There is a video about the personal growth database. Let me see if I can find that. There's so much content now that we have here. So.
Categorizing and finding all the things. So and you can always also, by the way, folks, is if you were to Google Healy personal growth database, I mean, you'll probably find the newsletter. There'll be some content there.
Mm-hmm.
That was something that was launched in February, by the way, that app, or that database, I should say.
Yeah.
So it's been around for a little bit.
Yeah, we also we did talk about it briefly on one of our last, not this past one before, Healy for Beginners and Beyond. We went through each of the databases in the Analyze app, and personal growth was one of them. We showed a listing of every single entry in that database, and that's quite a large one there too. So you can also reference Healy for Beginners and Beyond to get a little bit more information on that as well.
Yeah, so basically what its purpose is to, as is any of the database systems that are available in the resonance, a database is essentially a
Ever felt frustrated?
Content in which you can do an analysis on yourself, and the database is the boundaries. It's the boundaries. And so there's the personal growth one. There's also, say, some of the holistic stuff, such as the Bach flowers, Schistler's salts, I Ching, those kind of things as well, and including all of the Healy microcurrent programs. All those pages are part of databases in which, when you do an analysis on a client, aka yourself even, it's going to find what best suits you, right, the client, based on the parameters of that database. So personal growth is one of those. Did you find something there, Jake? You wanted to? Oh, you're muted there, Jake.
Oh, okay. Let me share my screen again, and we'll go. So this is in the Healy World Americas channel, but this is the Healy for Beginners and Beyond from September 7th. And you see the whole topic was overview of resonance databases. And then when you first get to this, it'll be sort of collapsed here. But if you go to the more section, click on more, you'll see all the different topics that we cover. You see resonance, database, Bach flower, Australian bush flower, gem elixir, so everything. And then there's a couple links, timestamps here for personal growth database. So if you click on those, it'll take you right to where we talked about this. So we mentioned that there are some videos available about personal growth database. So if you go watch these, you can scan these QR codes as well. It'll take you right to those personal growth videos. And there was a training that Martin Whitman did on this database on June 1st of this year. So that's another great one to watch. And then also we showed what's in personal growth. So you see here, there's 81 entries in the personal growth database, and we went through and kind of listed what it looks like, from within the app itself, or within the database itself. So this is a good resource to check out as well.
Yeah, you see that parentheses after the name of the database. You'll see that in all of the databases. That is the number of entities within that database. There's 81 there.
Yeah.
Some have, there's one that's over 300. But
yeah,
but you've got, those are the number of entities within that database in which it's the parameters in which you will be analyzed, right, to see what fits you. And it'll pick the top 5. All right. Awesome. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate that. Let's see. Dory's asking here, is there a way to not get notified every time someone joins the Telegram group? I hear you. The way that Telegram works is anyone in your contact list, within your contacts, when they join Telegram, you get notified. Not everybody, just the people in your contact list. And so that's a thing that's within Telegram. I'm not an expert on Telegram. You can turn off notifications for that particular app. You may be able to go in and do settings as to shutting off notification for just a specific group. But that the fact that you're part of the Team Healy USA Telegram group does not mean that you're getting notifications because those people are joining. It's the people in your contact list that are joining, and then you get those notifications. So, but again, like I said, you could turn that off. Maybe you can do some alterations on notifications, specify notifications. One of the places I always tell people, you want to find out some expert information, go to YouTube and search for Telegram notifications, right? And you can figure out how to turn that stuff off or adjust that. Okay. So let's see. So Jennifer's out a question here. I don't know if I'm caught up or not. Did I miss anybody? It says, what programs are suitable for one-time applications? For example, if working one-on-one with a client and we want to reduce a person's level of stress at that moment, what programs are suitable for this type of one-off application? Do you have or know of someone with such experience? So again, we can't really talk about conditions. Stress is a condition. We're not going to be able to give you advice around that. But if you go to the Heal Advisor search app, right, which is you can kind of see over here off the side of me. All right, it's the one with the wavy lines right here. Okay, this app. Everybody should have this one loaded. When you log in, there is a search function that you can actually put in stress. In the present moment, you can put the word stress. Now, it's not going to be specific to a client or individual. It's just going to be generic programs that address that condition, right? And that's the tool you use. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little hint, though. There are specific programs within Healy designed to help us move from the sympathetic to the parasympathetic, aka stress response, to rest response. Okay. And one specific one that I love, and you may have even actually heard Doc Steve talk about it. I've talked about it on some of the other calls, but it is called bed rest. Bed rest on the sleep page, right, is going to be one that its purpose, its genetic purpose is to move you from one nervous response to another. And it's on the job sleep page called bed rest. So it doesn't matter any time of day. It's not going to make you sleepy. The purpose of it is to just simply readjust your nervous system, put you more into that rest and digest. Okay.
Yeah, and Ken, I was just going to add, you mentioned Doc Steve there, and it was actually last month on What's Up Wednesday, Doc Steve had a segment on his top 5 program recommendations for mental well-being, so which fits in well with what you just asked about here, because November was sort of the theme for November was mental well-being, mental health. And bed rest was one mentioned. Extreme tension was another great one that's very popular. So, and that is available. It was the November 8th. So What's Up Wednesday, November 8th with special guest Doc Steve. And you'll see here at the 34:33 mark, special guest Doc Steve shares his top 5 program recommendations. So that's a great resource there to check that out. And then also, if I can move this banner over, also check out, this was Healy Horizon from November as well. So, and you see positive mental balance. This was a great episode too. And you'll see here, you can go through the different segments too. There was some great tips related to that, which might help you with what you're looking for specific guidance on.
You know, I love these, the Healy Horizons, as well as the podcasts, that Kai's doing. There's amazing segments kind of highlighting certain things that Healy can do. So, again, I highly recommend you guys attach to these calendars, these other calls, these presentations. So much to be learned. And it's amazing. I mean, I learn stuff all the time. I hang out in Healy school often. All right. So Marty's saying, thank you for clarity. You're very welcome. Let's see, what else do we got here? Let's see. Michaela is here. Hey, hi, Michaela. How are you? Some of my members missed the animal module sale for life. Is there a chance it will come back again? Hint, hint. Right?
There's always a chance.
Always.
Yeah, that was a popular promo. Many people took advantage of that. I don't have any sort of timeline or as far as when it might be available again as a one-time purchase, but we will keep that in mind for future promos, that there's requests out there already for it to be available again as one time.
Yeah, and I like your idea too, is like, for instance, having it as a reward program, perhaps for some efforts, like promos. If you do certain things, you get that. Now, one of the things to consider though is that, of course, not everybody finds a tremendous value in that pet program. I mean, I know I have pets, and so many people do have pets, and it's known that people will put more money into their pets than they put into themselves, right? But that would be a great promo, I think, is to have some kind of way of earning it for free. I'm just, again, hint, hint.
Yeah,
you never know. All right. So here's another comment. I remember Kai doing a great show on the personal database module. Yeah, he's done some great stuff. Again, that podcast is very valuable.
Yep. Yeah, definitely check those out, both the Resonance podcast and Healy Horizon. So.
Absolutely. And thank
and
you
then actually
all.
the next Healy Horizon is this Thursday. So check that out. It streams live on the Healy World official YouTube page.
Yay, Healy World official, guys.
Yeah.
We have a Healy Americas YouTube page, and now there's the Healy World officials too. So great stuff. Okay. And you guys, by the way, if you want to save this chat, if you're on your PC or laptop, just know that down there in the chat spot where next to the little icon for the emoji, the face, 3 little dots there, tap on those. It'll pop up with a command to be able to save the chat. At the end of this call, you'll be notified on your computer there to save chat. So there's some links that's been put in there. Henry's put some great stuff in there. Jake's putting some great stuff in there. You guys are all contributing to information there. I see you guys answering each other's questions. I love this. It's amazing how people are helping out. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. Where are we here? Dory's asking, if you join late, is it possible to see the beginning chats? If you save chat, yes. It's going to have it all. Okay. Yeah, and Dory's statement that I like being notified of the Healy meetings, but I don't need to know all the names of everybody joining Telegram. I get it. I agree. Yeah. So there lies in your expert training on Telegram. How do you get beyond those notifications? What's the hack? Okay. And Michaela's saying bed rest is also great in supporting of the vagus nerve, according to Dr. Steve. Yes. So again, think about the correlation. Our breath, the respiratory system of our body it's in the body. Yes. And the vagus nerve system it's a 64% uptake or upload of body information to the brain. So the brain then can now download regulatory commands. So our breath, just by regulating our breath, will shift the vagal tone. And that is essentially how the information going from the body to the brain is its tone, I guess you might say. And so when we run the bed rest program, by swaying the nervous system from the sympathetic to parasympathetic, we're doing the same thing as adjusting vagal tone. In other words, it's all related. And so, MagHealy, you are so right. And Doc Steve talks about that. So thank you, all you experts. I love you guys. Okay.
We have a question about Soul Cycle here. It says, is the Soul Cycle in the Healy Professional, or do I need to purchase the module? So the in the actual like core Healy Professional Edition model, no, Soul Cycle does not come in that, but we often have different promos available with the Healy Professional where it comes with certain add-on modules, whether it's Soul Cycle or Natural Cycle, that kind of thing. So it really depends on, you know, when you purchase your Healy Professional and what promo was available at that time. So for example, this month, in the month of December, we have a really great bundle available with the Healy Professional. And then if you go to our shop, you'll see here, Healy Professional Edition, you save 35% this month, and you get free Natural Cycle, free Soul Cycle, free Personal Growth Database, free Coil, free Travel Case. So this is kind of the ultimate bundle, you know, as far as almost everything. Not everything, doesn't come with the animal module, but you know, these are, as far as what comes with the Healy Professional, this is the biggest bundle that we've offered. So.
I love it. And by the way, that travel case, guys, I can't tell you how valuable those things are. I have more than one, and they're super great. If you haven't seen one before, it's kind of a semi-hard case, kind of a clamshell design and a zipper. And I won't look inside because mine's a mess. But but no, it has pouches and it has little ports and little spots where you can put. I got so much stuff in here, guys. I mean, it fits everything. In fact, I even throw my smart device in here. So if I have a special smart device, I can like pack this thing full, and take it to a meeting, take it to you know, somewhere. I take this on the plane. These things go with me. This is my newest one. My oldest one, I'm not going to show it to you because it's so beat up. But it's better that it's beat up than the contents, right?
Yeah.
So these are great, awesome things to have. You need one. If you don't have one, get one. Okay. Let's see. Here's a question: are those results available via coil and electrodes? I'm not sure. Results, which talking about probably like the bed rest or these microcurrent programs. Great question. If we're talking about that, when we are connected to the electrodes, okay, we've got the wristbands on or the sticky pads on. Science has proven over and over again that microcurrent increases ATP production a huge amount. It increases amino acid transport and protein synthesis a ton. That's just microcurrent. Now, what Healy has done is they've used microcurrent as the movement modality for the frequencies going through your body. So it's like a carrier wave or like a pail when you want to move water from one point to another. So it's the microcurrent goes from one wire through your body all the way around to the other side and into the other wire. This is a loop, right? It's a closed loop system in which we're sending microcurrent. We're sending electron flow. And the electron flow on every electron that's sending through, billions and billions of electrons going through your body in one program. On every electron is the frequencies that are being modulated by the Healy device based on the program you're running. And those frequencies are known to speak to very specific systems, organs, and cells in your body, right? And have very specific results or shifts or alignments within those systems. That's just the way it works, right? That's proven. So when we convert that and we use the coil, okay, we disconnect the wires, we connect the coil in its place. That same electron flow then goes through the coils, plural. There's two coils within the coil device. There's 2 in there. And they are set in there at 180 degrees offset. So it creates 2 magnetic fields in different directions. And you are in the center of that sphere. And the magnetic wave or the fields they create are pulsed at the frequencies in which the program is generating. So you are, as a body, a walking, talking antenna. Minerals, waters, content of your body receives magnetic signals. And then the body gets to decipher those magnetic signals and use what it wants, ignore what it doesn't. So this is why we can run the coil with people. The contraindicators for the coil aren't the same as the microcurrent. Microcurrent, if we were, I don't like using this word, but if we were saying it was invasive, which it's not, I mean, it's the most inclusive way. The microcurrent is the most inclusive way of integrating with cells in a very strategic way. The magnetic signals from the coil are more lenient, I guess you might say. The body gets to discern and to interpret the information the way it wants. Still influential, but it gets to adjust the way it wants. So that's why it can be used with other certain conditions that you can't with the coil, with a microcurrent. But yes, both modalities can be used with the bed rest or the mental balance page. And the way that you can understand which programs are optimized to be used with the coil is in the app itself. Every program has a little IMF that is optimized for the coil. It'll say IMF, individualized microcurrent frequency. It's 3 little letters right there by each program. And that means it's optimized for the coil. So microcurrent or coil. The ones who do not have that, you could still run them with the coil, but they're not optimized to be as functional with the coil. Okay. Because they only operate at a couple of frequencies or maybe only one frequency, right? It's different, a little different. Okay. Hopefully that helps. And of course, if it generates more questions, fire away. Okay, let's see. Where are we, Jake? Are we?
I was answering a question in the chat about the personal growth database. We answered the question about does Soul Cycle come with Professional. The next one was, does personal growth come with Professional? And it's not part of the Professional Edition itself, but just like the Soul Cycle is included from time to time with certain promos in a bundle. This month, the personal growth is available also for free in the bundle with the Professional. But if you already have a Professional, you can also just purchase it separately from the Healy shop. Just go to the Healy shop, click on the modules and databases section, and you'll see the personal growth database there available for purchase.
Yes. And there's another question here, which is a great idea, by the way. Is there a travel case for the MagHealy? No, but that's a great idea. I think we put that suggestion out there.
Yeah. So Ken, it's not available. There's a very limited edition MagHealy travel case. A few people actually earned one as part of the giveaways on the Healy Super Saturday in November. I think it was only a handful of people because there are some sort of custom travel cases that the team over in Asia Pacific had made, and we got our hands on some of those too as part of that giveaway. But also, I will just say it's not available, but definitely join us for What's Up Wednesday. I mean, tomorrow, yes, but also our sort of year-end celebration is next Wednesday, December December 20th, and we're going to be doing some giveaways as well. We're going to end of the year celebrate, doing a bunch of giveaways, and There may or may not be a
Yes.
few MagHealy travel cases that we can give away
Right.
on that call.
Hint, hint, you guys be
Yeah.
there. But that's a good suggestion. I mean, the more, energy around that, the more potential for them to be available on a regular basis instead of
Yeah.
just the giveaway. Right. All right. Oh, hey, you know what? So here's Lindley saying extreme stress from the job page. Also recommended by Doc Steve, is truly exceptional. Absolutely. Also mentioned on Saturday here, it was 43 degrees, around 110 Fahrenheit. Oof. So I want to talk about this for a second, because in the summertime, I've mentioned this more than once, but by the way, our Healy hardware has a temperature range, and not a temperature range in which it's safe to store it. And I want to get the conversions because I don't have memorized, but the optimal storage temperature is between 104 degrees Fahrenheit and 43 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe, something in there. So sometimes in our car, now you guys can convert that to Celsius if you wish, but in our car, do we leave our pet in there on a hot summer day? No. Because it gets super hot in there in our vehicle. And so Healy is not, it's got a temperature range, and it's not okay to be stored somewhere that hot or getting colder than 43 degrees. Now there's a good reason for that. Sometimes below a certain temperature, when temperatures fluctuate by more than 10 degrees, you get condensation, and condensation is not a good thing for electronic devices. Okay. So that stuff is in your owner's manuals, by the way. In the back section, there's a spot about parameters, things like that. It's in your little owner's manual. Definitely take a look at those. So I wanted to mention that because we're talking about temperatures here. All right.
Yeah, that's a good point. We have in our warehouse, we have specific temperature and humidity monitoring that's required actually by the FDA because of the FDA clearance on this device too. We have to monitor that 24/7.
Yep. Okay. So Jennifer says IMF is for coil. I thought IMF referred to electrodes. IMF means that it's optimized to be able to be used with the coil. Individualized microcurrent frequency. It's going to be, you can use it. It is microcurrent frequency. That's what it means. IMF, individualized microcurrent frequency. But it's also an indicator that it is optimized to be used with the coil. Just a sidebar. Okay. Let's see. Joanne says a question here. Do you have to put MagHealy on skin directly? There are some programs that, that show it on your body.
It shows it on the body, but it doesn't, it's on the top, meant to be on the top of the clothing. It doesn't need to be, the plastic doesn't need to be touching your skin, essentially. It just, for the programs that are designed to be on you, it's not like the atmosphere programs where it should just be sitting next to you or whatever like that. Whether it's resting on your stomach, or if you're working on something maybe with the knee or the back or something like that. But yeah, it doesn't. The intent is for it to be on the closest, a thin layer of clothing as close as possible to the body.
Now, remember, the clothing does not obstruct a magnetic signal unless it's made of copper or lead or metallic material. And that's what that MagHealy does. It's emitting magnetic signaling. And so your body will receive it through the clothing. Again, just keep in mind that metallic type of structures, I don't know, does anybody have a tinfoil shirt? I don't know. I'm just saying,
that would be pretty hot. So,
well, you've got those thermal blankets, right, for survival and stuff. That's made of foil, and
that's a good point. Yeah, that wouldn't be a good thing to use with your.
it would not work with that. Not optimally. So
Yeah.
yeah. So just know that any metallic things is what help. It actually, it doesn't stop. It depends on the metallic material. Copper is one that actually does really defer a magnetic signal. Lead is another one, but certain tin and certain things actually will re-resonate magnetic signals, but you don't need to know all that. Just, it's fine for regular clothing. Okay.
This is a good question here. We've got a couple minutes left, but real quick, there was one about, did we get our reward for completing the sort of that social media challenge at the end of November? So I believe I don't believe that's to earn that prosperity program, but that's actually, I believe it's all being tracked, but I don't think the actual program has been transmitted yet. So we can follow up on that. I think there'll be an update on that on What's Up Wednesday tomorrow, possibly. But also, question here about, says my wife has a unit that is the button somewhat hard to press. So the power button on the front. Is it possible to transfer or swap data for one of our other units? So yeah, so if you have, say you have an old Healy device, it's out of warranty, maybe you don't want to have it replaced, but you have another newer device. As long as it's on your same account, you can transfer programs. Maybe it's a lower edition, the one that is newer, and you want to transfer some of the programs available on that higher edition one that's no longer working. If you submit a support ticket, our team can assist with moving some of those programs from the non-functioning one to one of the one that's functioning on your account.
Absolutely. Yeah. Remember, this is all done through your cloud account. You're assigned a cloud account, and every device that you purchase on that account is essentially like a software housing. It can hold the things you've purchased. So yeah, you can move things around. So let's see, Joanna's asking, is there attachments we could use to hold the MagHealy in place? So that's a great question. You can put Healy in a cloth bag, the MagHealy, you can put it in a cloth bag and wear it like a satchel, because it's not going to deter, like I said, metallic material deters the magnetic signal, but nothing else does. So just like wearing it on your body of clothing, you can have it in a cloth pouch, some sort, and wear it that way as well. As the animal module, the kit that comes with the straps and such that hold the Healy on animals, you can be as innovative as creating a Velcro elastic, harness if you wish. Those are all made of cloth and non interfering materials. So yeah, there's a lot you can do there. You can be creative. Okay. Anything on the lightning round, Jake? We got to wrap it up.
I think we're good.
All right. Well, thank you guys for being here. We are getting close to the holidays. I want to wish everyone happy holidays. We'll have another Tech Tip Tuesday next week, and then we will probably take a break the week after Christmas. But anyway, we'll keep you posted with the schedule. Keep attached to the Telegram group, and we'll make sure everybody is kept up to date. Thank you, Henry. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, audience, for all of your inputs and helping each other out there. Remember, if you want to save the chat, do it now. Click on the little dots and save it to your PC or laptop. Till next time, see you later, guys.
Yep. Thank you, everyone.